UsherWorld.com. How y'all doing? We're live here at the preparation and rehearsals for Grammys. It's gonna be incredible. Well, you have a movie coming out.
I
want to talk to Usher?
I would. I'd like to tell you guys to go see Never Say Never. If you don't have tickets, get tickets. Bring 5 friends. If you're a male, go see the movie. It's for everyone. And we got Jaden over here.
Jaden,
we're all
you want to say that?
You know, I just want to say that I'm in Never Say Never, and I'm Jaden Smith, and my dad does not put me in whack movies.
Word.
Working together. It's fun working with Usher because he teaches us new stuff every other minute.
Yeah.
He's always giving us advice. So
This is history. To the right, to the left.
This is awesome.
Yeah, man.
You know that.
Yeah. Usher has swag.
All day.
What?
Okay, I'm just gonna head out.
Me plus you, I'ma tell you one time. I'ma tell you one time. I'ma tell you one time. One time when I met you, come on. Wow.
I ain't mean to stop you like that, but this is only a tease. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you Island Def Jam recording artist Justin Bieber. It's getting ready to go down. Just so you know, we're in the studio right now working on it. Get ready because it's gonna be big. Ain't that right, Justin?
That's right.
That's right. So look out. We're coming.
We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it. And you did it.
No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. You know, shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even, like, I don't want it to come close to the bed at all. Usher look like he fresh off goddamn plane. Usher.
Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, I mean, damn, pause, but like, check this out. I mean, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world.
Yo, what the fuck did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes, and we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was fucking stupid. Listen.
We're having a good time, yo. Your Usher made it in the... Hey, yo.
He had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Oh, apparently not.
Some things, everything ain't for everybody.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for Bieber Fever. Justin Bieber's here, everybody. How are you tonight? Are you okay?
I'm doing great.
Yeah? This is your first Brit Awards. Are you enjoying it?
It is. It's my first time here. I'm really excited. So many people are so nice here, and I'm excited.
Can I say this? Lean into me again. You smell amazing. How old are you?
Thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 16. I'll be 17 in like 2 weeks.
I don't ever remember smelling that good at 16. Like that was bad.
Yeah.
Wow, look at your eyes. What music are you listening to at the moment, Justin?
Well, I listen to a lot of different stuff. I'm really into Jessie J, actually.
Ah, well, she's here. You're going to get to see her later. Thank you so much. Look at him. Look at what a beautiful face. All right, now it's time to find out who's nominated for International Breakthrough. Voted, just do it. Don't mess around. Don't tease me, Bieber. Voted for by the readers of Radio 1, the listeners, I should say, and here to present it is a woman who has broken more bands than I've had hot dinners.
Violated right now. Wow.
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Welcome back, folks. In this video, we're going to be exploring the ways in which Diddy groomed young pop and hip-hop stars for success with his puffy flavor camp, and the impact that had on child superstars like Justin Bieber and others who were in Diddy's sphere.
Yeah, so as soon as you turn 16, You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come to LA. Yeah, it's gonna be yours. So every time you come to LA, it's a little dusty, but you know, go get the front shot of it.
Man.
And out. Minute.
Woo. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Yeah, when you get 16, you come down, you gotta, you know, wear your seat.
I mean, I'm 15. You could ride in the passenger seat. I got my permit. Not yet.
No.
All right,
No.
16.
No,
16.
Let's slow down. Let's slow down, Judge.
Okay.
Let's slow down.
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours when you get 16. You good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
All right, man.
And then when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay. I get the mansion?
Yeah.
All right. So where are we off to now?
Where would you like to go?
I mean, wherever you want to go. Where are we going?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
I'm going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you wanna do? What you wanna do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang with some girls.
A man after my heart. That's what I'm talking about, kid.
I moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what
Camp.
it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really.
Come on.
But hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans.
And your parents
Jodeci,
were
Mary
okay?
J. Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 in the morning with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem.
Yeah.
I had like,
What
like
a
living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
See?
Celebrity insiders are speaking out more now since Diddy's bail was denied. But looking back, it all seems a lot more obvious. There were definitely signs.
It's the symbolism. It's all of that. I'm tired of Usher. I wish somebody would come out and just like sue him. Like, we need Usher sued. No, we do. We need a victim to come out and be honest about him. Because what I'm realizing is that he's gonna fake the funk until the very man. He's just gonna keep on sucking the devil's. And I don't know, like with a baby, that pacifier, sometimes you gotta pull it out. You know what I'm saying? And take it away, right? When the baby's used to sucking on the pacifier. That motherfucker gonna keep sucking on that shit until you do what? Till you take it out the mouth. Now it's gonna scream and holler, but eventually it will get used to the fact that his mouth is no longer full with that object. And that it's time to just, learn how to live without it. He been sucking on Diddy's dick a long time. It's time for him to learn how to make this thing happen without the devil's dick in his mouth or ass.
You don't think if he sued, he'll just Lil Woody the situation, and I don't recall? I don't recall.
No, because I think if a victim comes out against Usher, it'll show how egregious this shit is. Because if he can be a predator, then anybody can be a predator. Like, people look at Usher, they don't see that. They're not seeing the victim. They're not seeing that boy that got rushed to the hospital. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there. Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute. And his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about.
If you don't mind me asking, because I know the topic is sensitive, what happened to Usher?
I heard about some music executive from the industry back in Harlem. You know, I heard it from some music executives back in Harlem. And I'm not gonna speak on their name. They doing programs and everything like that, and they may be doing some, they may speak on it themselves. But I heard it from some music executives.
Where did you hear it?
Bro, you know how people be talking, and we was around some people, something like that, and then some people might say, yo, I don't F with that dude. And at the time, I didn't even know who the F Usher was. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those type of situations. And when somebody say, yo, man, I don't F with them niggas, man, I'm getting out that industry and everything like that. You know, Puff sent this little kid to the hospital. How he sent him to the hospital? Man, nigga was bleeding from the butt. And that's what was said. But I didn't even have a name for the kid at the time. Then you heard, and that's what happened. So, and just to hear this, and this new thing where they saying that they got kids coming forward and said that he did that, man, that shit is crazy. And like I just said, you know, that's just something that I heard.
And you still took Bieber there, but you got custody of him first. Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like. What kind of fucking asshole do you gotta be to take another boy, another talented boy, and put him in your place so it ain't gotta be you no more? Because that's what pedophiles do. They get victims, and then once they get to a certain age and they get too old for them to enjoy them, they send them out to go get other young kids. Now, if Usher is a procurer, and if Usher knew what was gonna happen to any of those young children that he took to the Flavor Freak off, is he a good guy? Especially considering what happened to him, especially considering that he sat with fucking Howard Stern, and Howard Stern said, would you send your kids to Puffy's Flavor Camp? And his immediate response was, hell no! So it's good enough for everybody else's kids, but it's not good enough for yours. Yours are just good enough to die in Lake Lanier with no real investigation, got it? Like, these aren't good people! He's not good! He's a fucking asshole! And the simple fact that fucking Justin Bieber literally made a public statement and said, Usher asked me to do the Super Bowl with him and I turned it down.
For the hills.
Why would he turn it down? Who turns down the Super Bowl? Everybody else was there. Fucking Alicia Keys was there singing Bad. They did.
A little touchy.
They did. Ah! That was the first note. I think you guys are gonna find that we got a lot further to go down the rabbit hole.
Oh, we do.
We just getting started, you realize that, right?
Oh, we do. Oh, we know.
Also in the news is the Diddler, P. Diddy, Love, Brother Love. This is one sick individual because according to the attorneys that have over 109 plaintiffs, this motherfucker was putting horse tranquilizers in the fruit punch he was giving to the children. I mean, one is about 9 years old. I mean, this motherfucker is a demonic motherfucker. The A-listers in Hollywood are they are very quiet. I'd like to hear from some of them. Little babies going to sleep off that horse tranquilizer, waking up with their asses sore, being taken to the hospital, finding out they got horse tranquilizers in their bloodstream. Kidnapping homeless people, giving them horse tranquilizers. They wake up 3 days later, ass sore. You can't go to the Diddy's house. You gonna wake up with your ass sore. Now, everybody that's been to Diddy's house, I know your ass is sore. That's why you're quiet. Your ass is sore. Sore asses. That's why you needed all that baby oil. Sore asses. Let's take out a moment of silence for some dead and dying asses. The Diddler did it again. This is funny how art imitates life. Y'all seen that movie called Blink Twice? Where this motherfucking billionaire has this island and he picks motherfuckers up, throw them on his private jet. They think they going to party and he be giving them food, drinks, and it's got some kind of poison in them. And they getting raped and all this shit. And then he give them this perfume they put on and they forget it. And it goes on the next day. They've been over there for a year, but they think they've been there for 2 days. That's the Diddler. Y'all probably thought y'all went to Diddy's party for one night. Check the tapes. Your ass might have been getting thrashed for a week. So asses! Them Seans, don't name your child Sean. Criminalistic name. God damn, them Seans, they be up to some shit.
That's a touchy situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a certain feeling and I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay, and I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business, right? I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Bruh, you know I know. Let me reframe you on something. Remember Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you. Puff went in the room. You came in the room and kissed that girl dead in her mouth. Now I'm telling that because you taking up for somebody that you know and a lot of more people know didn't do you right when you was at Diddy camp. Y'all put it together.
I look at his kids and everything. It's more deeper questions that I be wanting to know. Like, why were you so infatuated with a child that wasn't yours? Were you grooming that little boy? I don't even want to start those conversations because that's not your child. You know what I'm saying? And for you to keep him that close, it's like you kept him that close because he might got your secrets, because he's not your child. So if he's not your child and you that type of person with that type of character, you don't mind actually doing it to him when he finally reaches a certain age, because he's not yours. And you know in your mind he's not yours. And now you keep him real close to you. You make sure he don't go to his daddy. Why? You make sure he's separated with him and you provide him with everything he wants. Why? He got one of them secrets that he can't tell nobody, because his legacy, I mean, his manhood gonna be, and not only that, his brother no gonna look at him crazy. Only Puffy know, only God and Puffy.
Quincy, right?
I don't know. All I'm gonna say is, I don't know.
Albie Short son?
All I'm gonna say is, who's infatuated with another man's son, man, like that? Like that seemed like grooming to me. I got, oh, that's his daughter's brothers. Get the fuck out of here, huh? Plenty of daughters got brothers. Go show one man that do it. That ain't in the household with him. Like I'm saying, like I'm not married to your mother. If I'm married to your mother, then yeah, fuck your daddy. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't there, I'm here. But I'm not married to your mother. You actually my stepson. I keep you with me. I treat you like what for? I want to know what Justin Bieber, I want to know. Justin Bieber, look at his life change. His man life, that man is terrified of Puffy. I seen the video, I'm in the streets, dog. Like people know, you know fear, dog. You're like, what happened to your number? You like, oh, man, I lost it. You know fear, man. You gotta think of all the people, the white folks, who've been at the parties. They scared. They don't roll in crowds with niggas and guns. You know, when they get slapped in the mouth at a party for being too high, they shut up. You get what I'm saying? You gotta think of all these people who've been terrified for years. Everybody.
Gives us a whole different perspective on what Justin, and likely many of these other young child stars, were struggling with when they were acting out or breaking down.
Involved in an accident overnight in California. Bieber had reportedly just come from a church event when he hit a photographer with his pickup truck in Beverly Hills. You're seeing the video there. The singer stayed on scene with the victim until police and paramedics arrived. Police say the photographer was taken to a hospital with a leg injury and is expected to be okay. No word of charges will be filed.
Breaking news right now, Justin Bieber, the singer and teen heartthrob, arrested early this morning for drag racing and DUI in Miami Beach. You're looking at a live shot.
Case this afternoon is Justin Bieber.
This afternoon, though, the grin was gone. In a courtroom video appearance from jail, Bieber alternated between striking bad boy poses and just looking scared. This was one TV spot his publicist couldn't control.
DUI, alcohol, or drugs. Resisting without violence.
Love you, Justin!
The official report says Bieber cursed at police, wouldn't submit to a search, and later acknowledged consuming alcohol and drugs. And he's still under investigation in Los Angeles for throwing eggs at a neighbor's house. Police there found cocaine in his mansion last week. For now, the famous Canadian is free on $2,500 bail. Whether he'll be allowed to remain in America, having admitted drug use, is an open question. Neil McDonald, CBC News, Washington.
I think that I was just, living in this shame, living in all this sort of stuff in my past, and I wasn't able to move on.
Do you feel that you were self-destructing?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would have, for sure. 100%. Yeah. 100%. it would have been no bueno. It was bad. It would have been, yeah. I don't know if I'd be alive for sure. It was dark, really dark. I mean, just think about how young I was and so impressionable. And you have everybody telling me how awesome I am at all times, you know? And like, it was just insane. And so it's like, how do you...
It's like taking a kid and putting a kid in a room with a picnic table full of nothing but sweets.
Right.
And just saying, I'll be back in 2 days.
Exactly. And I'm glad you said that, because it's like, I just want people to understand, like, and get that perspective of like my life, because I think there's a lot of people, you know, that just have this, I'll see comments and stuff, and I really try not to read them, but I find myself in a wormhole sometimes.
Sure, it's human nature.
But just seeing, like, you know, me talking about my issues or my problems and stuff, and they're like, oh man, cry me a river in your Rolls Royce, you know what I mean? It's like, I want people to kind of understand the psychology behind why I potentially could have, you know, problems in my life. So I think boundaries, to be honest, is like key, you know, understanding like there's people that play certain roles in my life, and kind of just let them play that role and not give them access to certain parts of my life. And it's something you have to do, not only as for your own emotional well-being, but I think as a business leader as well, you know, and something I'm learning. I've made some mistakes over the past year or two, just Scooter's over there probably laughing. Just I have a problem with trust, but then there's areas of like I do trust people a little too much sometimes.
And judgments?
Sometimes. I'm just working through, just kind of trying to figure out all that sort of stuff.
People who take advantage? Do you feel like people have taken advantage of you in the past?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, people take advantage, of course. But this is what I do. This is what I'm good at, and I don't need to run away from it. I was like, I was running away. You know, I think a lot of us need to take that. You know, when something's hard, it's almost like we need to run towards the pain and run towards the hurt rather than run away from it. And I think you get kind of healing when it comes to that.
But you came face to face with Billie Eilish, who in her own way, albeit in a different era, dealing with this very, very public explosion of success and of attention.
That too.
And like, by the way, like even more now, like.
It was so quick. Yeah, she's crazy. She's a superstar.
Superstar, right? So you're there and you see her and you see the way she's reacting to you.
I wanted to protect the moment. You know, I don't know how many opportunities I'm gonna get. You know, we never know how many opportunities we're gonna get with anybody. I mean, I'm tearing up thinking about it, just with the Kobe situation, you know? You just never know. And so I just wanted to be a good example, you know, and
Did you feel protective of her?
Yeah, I definitely feel protective of her. It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, you know, telling me they love me and, you know, just turn their back on you in a second. So, you know, let her do her thing, and if she ever needs me, I'm gonna be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments, because people take for granted encounters, and yeah. So yeah, I just want to protect her, you know? I don't want her to lose it. I don't want her to, you know, go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. So, yeah, if she ever needs me, I'm just a call away.
Tony Busby, who's representing more than 120 victims, has been keeping us up to date.
Let's remember, we're talking about allegations. We're going to file a public filing where the allegation is going to be that a 9-year-old was sexually assaulted allegedly by Sean Combs and several others. This young man now is very compelling, incredibly believable, and his story is corroborated by his parents. and that will be one of the cases that will be filed. But of the 120, there are 25 that were minors at the time the incidents occurred.
He is filing this lawsuit. Will it also lead to possible criminal prosecution?
I hope so.
Will you turn over information?
We're going to make any client that and you know, each of them, just their testimony alone is evidence. But any client that is willing, I'm going to encourage them to speak to the authorities.
You mentioned you're going to name names in these lawsuits. Will there be celebrity names?
I expect so, yes.
What will be the reaction, you believe, when these names come out?
I think people are going to be shocked. I mean, I think people already are suspecting some of the names that you might see. I think some of them will be shocking, though. And you know, let's not forget that a lot of these parties, whether it be after parties, white parties, whatever the parties were, these were well known. A lot of people really were jockeying to go to these parties. These were parties where a lot of well-known people attended, and you know, so there's venues involved, hotels involved. I think that there will be individuals who had parties at their residences, people that you will know, people that attended the parties that watched some of this behavior occur and stood by and let it happen. When it happened again and never said a word about it, and in fact hushed it. There's a real culture of silence surrounding all of this. You know, when I said that this was the most well-known secret in the industry, you know, the general public didn't know it was happening, but I think many people within the entertainment industry were aware of some of the things that were going on, or had heard rumors, or had been in the presence of some of this conduct.
Is there evidence against any major celebrities that you have, and is there anyone that you can name at this moment?
I'm not going to name anybody right now, but I do have evidence.
Have you had a chance to actually see any videos or text messages or other kind of correspondence that kind of corroborate these stories?
All of the above, yes. And not for all 120 clients. I asked for corroboration. What texts, video, pictures, give me dates, venues, give me witnesses. And, you know, we do that. We go through that process, and that's what we're doing.
Have you seen things that have shocked you?
Yeah, I have.
What are you hearing?
I've kind of put it in two different buckets. One bucket is young people trying to break into the industry who are coerced, promised things, pressured, in some cases physically assaulted, and then threatened. In other cases, the allegation, which is probably the more common allegation, is, you know, at some party, somebody reaches out, you know, sees somebody on the street, or sees somebody in the hotel lobby, or sees somebody in the crowd at a show, and somebody from Mr. Combs' entourage reaches out to that person and invites them to an after party. In order to stay, it's told, you must drink this drink. And then they can't remember anything, or their memory is hazy from thereafter, and they wake up the next morning injured, and there's drugs in their system. And so that's a pretty common allegation that's been made.
We may never hear the high-profile names. The latest news is that some celebrities have already reached a settlement with some of the victims. Now, whether we can consider that an admission of guilt or simply paying people off to stay silent, who knows?
I'm hoping to file some lawsuits this week. They, of course, will include Mr. Combs and some corporate entities. But we want to make sure that you know, if we name individuals beyond Mr. Combs, that we make sure that we've done our homework, because it's going to create a firestorm. We understand that. So we're going to make sure that we dot our I's and cross our T's.
Tony, you said something interesting there. You said, I don't expect that to happen this week. So that sounds like there could be other people named, other famous people named down the road. I know you said this is going to be a process over the next 30 days of filing these lawsuits. So are you saying not this week, but maybe in the weeks coming after this one?
I would expect so. I really don't want to get into a situation where people are, you know, if I don't file a lawsuit next week, then, you know, there's that creates a media frenzy. The truth is, I want to be clear about something. If you were attending one of these parties, if you will, and you attended before, or you knew what was going to happen, that is, you knew that a particular drug was being used in drinks that was causing people to be coerced and taken advantage of, and you were there in the room, or you participated, or you watched it happen and didn't say anything, or you helped cover it up, in my view, you have a problem.
That may still not prevent them from having charges brought against them, as per their relation to the federal indictment. Either way, this has opened up a mighty big can of worms, and nobody's doubting that Diddy will sing like a canary if it means he'll get a more lenient sentence. I hope the victims get their justice. Being able to buy your way out of punishment for crimes against children is so disturbing. Let's keep our thumb on the jugular of this ugly head of society. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the flip side.